This little movie will talk to you, or will go through with you, how you can use blending modes to make your images sort of merge into each other. You can see here I've got 4 images placed on the page, cropped in their frames, and what you can do with images is you can use the effects panel, and if you can't see that panel, you can go to your window menu and find it in there, effects. Mine's got a tick by it, so it's down here in my my panel area. And just to make that a little bit more visible, I'm going to pull it out, and you can see in the effects panel I've got a little button called normal, and that is my blending mode button. See, when I hover over it, it says blending mode. When I click on my Joker picture, if I change that to multiply, can you see how it goes see-through and it blends with other images underneath it? And there are different blending modes, so experiment with all of them. Screen will make that very bright. Overlay will make it overlay any of the other images, and depending on where you move it will depend on the effect it has. So the best thing to do is play around with the different blending modes to see what kind of effect you get. Let's go for a difference. You can see how it goes negative where it overlaps something. So I'll just try another blending mode on one of the other pictures. I'm going to change that from normal to hard light. And you can see how that really blends into that cactus picture, that railroad picture. Blends into that cactus picture for a nice special effect. So it's a really clever way of adding special effects. I'm going to change my Joker now from difference to let's say darken. That's better. I could just have that kind of hinted in the sky there without having to do any kind of special effects. I could apply any blending mode on any picture, but you can only have one on each picture. But just experiment with the different options and you'll get some great effects. I'll just go into my little screen mode button at the top, and I'll just say preview on that, and put my effects panel back under here. And you can see how those images blend into each other using blending modes. The other thing you can do with the effects panel is you can actually just turn the opacity of an image down to make it a little bit more see-through. You can see how that's much more see-through now. So you can have a blending mode and an opacity value, or you can just keep it normal and have a opacity value. So just experiment with the different options in the effects panel. And one thing that I think is really great is in the effects panel you've got the effects button. It's also found at the top of your toolbar here as well. And you can add special effects to objects like drop shadow. I always check the preview button at the bottom there, and you can see those special effects being applied to objects. So my Joker card's got a little drop shadow on it. Let's put a drop shadow on my sky picture as well and lift it out. In fact, I can do more than one image together. I'm going to shift select the railroad track and the sky picture, and I'm going to use the special effects button from the layers panel this time, just to show that it's the same as the one in the control bar at the top. And I'm going to choose drop shadow and just play around with stuff in the effects panel. Make sure that you've got the preview button checked so you can see what you're doing, but you can click on any of these special effects, click on the name, not the tick box, and you can just alter the effects that you get. And when you're happy, click the OK button. And that's how you use the effects panel for opacity, blending modes, and to add special effects to anything you've selected. I've just used graphics here, but try it out on a text box as well, because it's really good for that.